Hello, everyone, and welcome to Other Than Stitching. I am Dani, and I am here with my daughter Maya. Say hello, Maya.
Hello, Maya. Doesn't everyone love that joke still?
Really. And as usual, as soon as I hit broadcast, I feel the need to burp. Excuse me. Oh,
Meanwhile, you guys
you,
didn't see that just before this, she was fussing at me for burping, not even on camera.
whatever. In case you didn't notice the title, this video is about to be Ratchet AF. I'm sitting here in a tank top, a hairstyle suitable for a 12-year-old, and I am eating my dinner. Well, which you can't see.
What was the egg
Grocery
rolls?
grocery store egg rolls, not even good egg rolls, grocery store egg rolls.
I wanted to get Asian
And
food, but I didn't feel like driving out to the Asian place today.
and the rest of the wine, which I didn't finish off from the last time, and I'm
The
drinking it straight
Moscato.
out of the bottle because I'm too lazy to go downstairs and get a glass. I couldn't carry my office is upstairs. I could not carry my water and my food and the wine bottle and a glass all upstairs at the same time, and I didn't feel like making two trips. So whatever.
I feel
So
you.
this is gonna be part chat, part mukbang. As I say every week, we're gonna try to make this a tight 1 hour, and it probably will be a tight 1 hour because I got a book to get back to.
Hmm.
So, how are you doing today, Maya?
I am exhausted, honestly. I have no clue why. I've been getting some sort of summer something. So
Oh,
Wayne,
hold
what?
that thought. Hold that thought.
Hold that thought.
Food in my mouth.
Hmm.
Oh, for those who only come for the stitching content, let's get this out of the way right away. I have finished nothing. I have worked on only my daughter's sweater and gotten very little done. Same sweater y'all been looking at for weeks. Hopefully, I'm going to work. I'm going to get some inspiration because it just hit me this morning that the daughter who this sweater is supposed to go to, she'll be going back to school around August 19th. So I've
Mm.
got roughly a month to get this finished if I want to finish it before she takes it to school. Which this is her last semester. If I don't finish it, she'll be back at Christmas and I can give it to her then. But I'd really like to finish it and give it to her before she goes. So that is all the yarny content for this video, and we're exactly 2 minutes and 10 seconds in. So you have saved yourself another 58 minutes if that was all you came here for. Okay,
Yeah, I have
Maya.
not gotten any crafty stuff done either because I've just been tired, and I've been waiting for an order of wire to come in that I placed the order way too late, so now I'm waiting for it to come in. Um, and that's the main thing that I really need to work on because I've got some pieces that I need to work on so I can put them in a shop. And I've got some seashells that I need to wrap for somebody, and I'm just waiting on some stuff to come in. I've been doing mostly henna, so I haven't been doing nothing, but I've been doing mostly henna, which I can't really hold up in front of the camera.
Mm.
But I feel like I'm catching a summer something. I feel like I always get at least two summer colds every year, which is really irritating because summer's not even that long. But I've been feeling sick for the last couple days, and Wayne, my
Good.
boyfriend, fiance partner, what?
Hold that thought again. You keep talking. I'm gonna run and make sure the other air conditioner's on because it's starting to get hot in here. For
Man, I
some
told
reason,
you we have our AC on too. It's hot.
well, I have my AC on. For those who don't know, this used to be Maya's bedroom. The central heating in this house does not work. It's just it died about 8 years ago, and we didn't we didn't bother to try to come up with the $3,000 to get it fixed. So the heat works in the winter, the air does not work in the summer. So we just have window units throughout the house, but we do not have a window unit in here because this is now my office and I have to make phone calls from time to time. I cannot make phone calls with a loud window unit going in my ear. So, but the there's a unit in my bedroom, and then there's a unit in my son's bedroom, and then there's a unit in my daughter's other daughter's bedroom. And when those units are going, it kind of pushes its way down here. but more so my son's unit, which the door is right there and it's like directly across. So if his door is open and his unit is going, then I get air more quickly. If the other two units are the only ones going and his is not going, then it takes a while to cool off in here. And for some reason, that was more than you wanted to know about my air situation, I'm sure. But for some reason, even though noon is supposed to be the hottest part of the day, it doesn't really start getting uncomfortable in here till about 5 or 6 o'clock in this room. So I need to go see if his air is on because sometimes he turns it off when he goes to work and forgets that I need the air. So I'm gonna go check. You keep blathering on. I'll be back.
Blathering. So as I was saying, I think I'm getting a summer something. I always get like 2 summer colds every year, which is ridiculous because summer isn't that long. But so my boyfriend, partner, fiance Wayne made me take some medicine because I like as much as I hate being sick, I also hate taking medicine like a lot. So he made me take some medicine, but it was sleepy time medicine, and I was like, "Well, I do have the market in the morning," and he's like, "Oh, you'll be fine. You set an alarms. We'll get up." And so I took my sleepy time medicine, and it made me feel a little bit better. I don't feel I feel about the same as yesterday instead of worse, which was what I thought was going to happen. So I feel about the same as yesterday, except for the fact that my throat feels a bit better. But I overslept and made it to the market hella late, like so late, which is really bad considering I live within walking distance. Excuse me, of the market. I used to walk to that market every Saturday morning. Just carrying my little, like I had a milk crate full of stuff. I used to carry my little milk crate full of stuff and walk down there with my chair. But so I was the last one there, the last one to set up. And then we set up at the market and we were sitting, and then all of a sudden the sun came out from behind the clouds, and it's already humid because it's been raining. So it's so muggy. And so I was just sitting there, like the end of market came around and I was sitting there just like sprawled out my chair, just like, how do I figure out how to move here so I don't have to actually pack up my stuff from market? Like so hot and tired. And I actually, because I didn't pack up right away, I ended up getting an extra sale, which is cool. But it was so toasty. And so I finally packed up and I went back to the house. And even though Wayne had the AC on, like it felt good in the room, but I was just like, I am still so tired. So I texted Dani, and I was like, let's go ahead and do 5 o'clock. Cause I'm like, that'll give me plenty of time to take a quick nap and then I'll get up, get everything done. And so I pass out. I set an alarm. I slept straight through the alarm again and ended up getting up at way too late. And so I had to run to the store and get everything done that I need to get done before the stream. So that's why we're later than we were supposed to be today, is because I am just all kinds of exhausted and can't seem to wake myself up. I should have got some coffee while I was out, but I didn't.
Coffee would be nice.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, do you have a coffee bean grinder?
No, I do not.
You should maybe order a cheap one on Amazon.
Well, maybe I should. I've actually thought about that. I think you're trying to hint something at me.
I am, because I'm going to be coming home next week, and maybe you should order a coffee grinder.
Well, I'll think about that.
Speaking of which, are we
So,
still going to be doing our Tuesday stream when I'm home? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I figured you'd be driving back to Asheville by then.
Well, I mean, if we started at 4 o'clock, it which should be easier when I'm actually there and not doing a bunch of other stuff.
I don't know if I can fit you in this corner.
That's what I was concerned about, not the logistics of if I was going to be there or not, or is how I'm going to fit in that camera. All right. So let's see. We've
So
got
what?
two watching. Are
So
you
what
watching this
random?
thing as well?
What randomness? Yeah, I just pulled it up. What
Okay.
randomness? What somebody? I do not see anybody in the chat room.
No, I said we've got two watching. I'm trying to keep track. So one of them is you, the other one is me. So if we get three watching, then we'll have a lurker.
Okay. So what randomness do you want to talk about today?
Um, I finished the first season of Escape the Night.
So what'd you think?
It was really good. I see what you mean about the cheesiness of it. I'm gonna start watching the second season probably today. I see what you
Mhm.
mean about the cheesiness of it, but I really liked it. Um,
Mhm.
there were still I feel like they kind of toned down River. I feel like they kind of toned down.
But before we get that far, I think we talked on um
Mm,
Tuesday Night Nat or what Escape the Night is. I don't think we've mentioned it on here. Although anybody who's watching this on YouTube has probably seen on their front page, or maybe not. Maybe it's just because I've watched that kind of stuff before and I follow some of those people.
mm.
Maybe people who only follow yarny people would not see this on their front page. I don't know because the algorithm is supposed to adjust itself to what you watch. But since it's a premium thing, I think they might be pushing it to everybody. But anyway, Escape the Night is a YouTube premium web series, and it's kind of part reality show, part mystery. There is a YouTuber called Joey Graceffa who created the show. He also writes YA sci-fi type books. So I mean he's a genuine author as well. So it's not like somebody just put their name on it because they have a lot of followers. He actually, he actually writes and things. He has a book series out. But it's part reality show and part mystery type thing where he where all these different YouTubers, there's different YouTubers for each season, but all these different YouTubers, it's supposed to be like if you've ever done one of those murder mystery dinners where somebody sends you an invitation, you get them in a box and somebody sends you an invitation and says, okay, the character you're going to play is the saloon girl and she's in love with the gangster or whatever. So you know your characters before you show up at your friend's house. And then you find out that one of you, once you get to the house, you find out that one of you dies. And then the rest of you have to figure out
Man, that would
who.
blow for the person who's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to this fun mystery minute," and then it turns out you're the person that died. Man, I would be
Serious.
so upset. You better let that person know ahead of time because I would be
Yeah.
so upset if I think I'm gonna be chilling, enjoying some wine. Man,
And so the story unfolds from there. There's usually, like if you've ever done, excuse me again, if you've ever done, I imagine this is kind of similar to what D&D is like,
sort of,
as
yeah.
far as there's somebody who's, because I know in D&D, I've never played D&D, but I know in D&D there is a game master
Mm-hmm.
person who is telling you what the story is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this case, the game master person is kind of invisible because Joey Graceffa wrote the story, but because I watched the behind the scenes stuff because I've watched all three seasons. Because this started like in 2012 or
Yeah.
something. They've had three seasons so far, and the fourth season is coming up on July 11th, I think it said. And
Yeah.
so that's why YouTube is offering, normally it's part of their premium package that you pay $10 a month for, but right now they're offering the first three seasons for free to catch you up because the fourth season is an all stars one where they bring in people from the other three seasons because there's a little bit of a carryover storyline between the seasons. Not much, but a little bit.
Okay.
And so you kind of want to, even though I don't know anything about the fourth season other than it's all stars, you'll probably want to know a little bit about the first three seasons. So YouTube is offering the first three seasons for free, full, not just first episodes, but full
The whole season, yeah.
for free so that you can catch up before the new season comes out July 11th. So Maya, who didn't watch it before, I paid for YouTube Premium like a year ago or so when it was still called YouTube Red and watched the seasons because I was interested in it. And so now she's catching up, and then I'm probably going to pay for YouTube Premium to watch the fourth. But so Joey Graceffa wrote the storyline for the whole, series,
Mm-hmm.
and but he paid another company to make the actual puzzles so that he could be surprised. So, because Joey Graceffa, who technically is the game master because he wrote the story and knows kind of how it's supposed to end, but he doesn't know which one of the YouTubers he's
Is gonna
invited
make it.
to be part of it is going to make it to the end. He is always going to make it to the
I
end.
was
But
wondering about that because I was like, man, what would happen if he just like if someone
I
just
didn't
like
know. I
voted him
didn't
out
know
or
if I
something?
should tell. I didn't know if I should tell you that because if it was gonna spoil anything.
Well,
But I
I
don't think
figured
it
because I'd seen the picture of him
and
in every
in
single
that,
season, and so I'm
yeah.
like, he has to make it.
So I don't think it spoils anything to say that he makes it to the end of every season because he's the game master, so he always makes it to the end. The conceit for the first season is that he owns this house and he inherited this house, and then all these evil things start happening in this house and they have to get away from it. And so there's
Mhm.
all these escape the room type puzzles that the group gets together to solve. But then at the end of each puzzle or certain times someone dies, you know. So there's part acting because once they're notified that okay, if your character dies, this is what we're going to do.
Mhm.
And they have to go later and shoot their scene. But it's all done within the space of a week. So they all stayed on the grounds
Yeah,
of
that's
this
cool.
house. They all stayed on the grounds of this house where it's shot. They stay in these trailers and whatever. So they're shooting it day and night for
Mhm.
this whole week.
It
So
looks like they did a good job too. It looks really good.
yeah, it looks really good. And as soon as it's figured out that you're not going to solve this puzzle, which means your character is going to die, or they put your name. There's some puzzles where you have to put other people's name in to
Mhm.
die. And so once you realize that you're going to die, then they take you off to the side and shoot your death scene, and then put that back in there. But they do it. There's some cheesiness to it, but I'm telling you, the cheesiness lessens in the second season and the third season.
I was
It's
wondering about that.
all three of the seasons are shot very well, but the cheesiness is really in the first season. It's kind of like when you watch any reality show. Like you're too old to remember shows like the very beginning of Real World, which was like 30 years ago or something. But like shows like Real World and Survivor and stuff like that, the first season of all of those reality shows, there had been no shows like that before, especially Real World and Survivor. There'd been no shows like that before, so people acted differently in those first seasons. Excuse me. Oh, itchy nose. People acted differently in those first seasons than in later seasons because in later seasons, those people are much more aware that they're going to be on camera.
Mhm.
And even reality shows that are new, like there's a reality show that's about to air on CBS called Love Island, which is an American version of a British reality show, dating type show that's been going for a few years.
Mhm.
And even though Love Island is new over here and it's a new show, these people are very camera savvy at this point. They've been a lot of these people on this show, Love Island. I bet money are young and they grew up watching reality shows
Mhm.
because they're like in your age group. So reality shows are not new to them. So they're going to be very camera savvy and they're going to
Yeah.
act in a way that they know the cameras are on them.
Well, I think it also
And
takes a
even
little while to
though,
get used to like the tone of the show as well. Like if
yeah,
it's a new show, you don't know what kind of tone the show is going to have if they want to play it as being silly or if they want to play it as being like super serious, all the drama, you know?
and that's what happened. And that's what happened with the first season of Escape the Night is that everybody didn't quite know how they were going to play their character. Some
Mhm.
people never broke character,
Mhm.
and some people never got into character. And so it was kind of an awkward
Yeah.
mishmash. So whereas I ended up, even though I watched the whole first season and I enjoyed it, when I tried to go back and watch it last week or
Mhm.
earlier this week, I was like, oh no, this is uncomfortable. And I
Yeah, it
skipped.
I like
skipped
the
to
people
like,
that stayed in character, that didn't break character. The people that
yeah.
did, like, if they broke character a little bit of like not the character that they're supposed to play, not I'm the detective, not breaking that character, but breaking the character of being in the show and thinking that people have died. Like, because like man, it's supposed to be like these people have actually died. So if you're like, oh man, I think I'm gonna like flirt with this hunk over here or something. That's one thing. But if you're saying like, man, I just want to get back to my time, it's like I want to get back to 2016 so I can like just film some videos and get out of this. That's another thing. Like
Mm-mm.
acknowledging the fact that you are a YouTuber and that's what you do. That's one thing. But like kind of breaking the seriousness of the fact that people have quote unquote died. That's a little annoying because it's not supposed to be, in my opinion, not really supposed to be a silly situation.
Yeah. Yeah. You're supposed to play the game. I kind of think of it like the people who do let's plays of video games on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, even though it's a video game on a screen, there's some of them who get real serious about, oh no, jump over the thing, my
Yeah,
character's eaten by the crocodile or
yeah.
whatever.
Those are the ones that I like.
And those are more fun than the ones that are like, oh, I got to get over this obstacle. I wish they hadn't written the game like this.
Yeah.
But, those aren't as fun to watch as the people who take it a little more seriously
Mm-hmm.
about how what their character is doing on in the video game. And I think that's what this was like. Some people took it a little, they put themselves into it
Mm-hmm.
to play their role, and other people were like, no. But there's, I think the people on the second season from the very first episode are trying, because like from the very first episode, from with the first episode of with the first episode of the first season, they with the episode of the first season, they a lot of them were like, well, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? Oh, this house is nice. What, which they knew they'd been. I mean, clearly they'd been briefed when they got there,
Mm-hmm.
before they got there, that okay, we're filming a show. Okay, so jump right in when you get there. But
Yeah.
no, everybody kind of wandered around a little bit. Some of them not know what they're going to do or whatever. And then, but the start of season, the first episode of the second season, they walk in, they let everybody lets each other know, okay, well, I'm this and I'm that.
Yeah.
And
I
as soon as,
watched the beginning of the first episode. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I watched the beginning of the first episode and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like this a bit better. I also like that little moment of at the beginning where he sends out the invitations and the two that
the
made it
two
from the
come,
last season and they're like, no way, no, I'm not going to another party with Joey
yeah,
Graceffa. It was
that was
so funny.
that was funny. That was funny.
I was
That
not
was
expecting it. And I was like, oh my God. It took me so off guard. It was so funny.
that was funny. But they immediately, I don't know how far you got into the first episode of the second season, but
I
they
haven't seen Joey
immediately
yet, doll.
jumped. They immediately, as soon as the guy introduced himself of, okay, make yourself at home, the party's going to start shortly, then they start looking around, they start pulling stuff off the wall, they're looking for clues, they're looking for puzzles, they know what they're there for.
Yeah.
They jump right in instead of just standing around and waiting for the story to start, which is
Yeah.
how I
Because everybody's seen it. So they're kind of used to, they know kind of how it's going to work
exactly.
out.
They've seen it, they know what's going to happen, so they're not just waiting for the story to start. So that, to me, that was better. That was better.
Yeah, I'm
So
waiting to see how it unfolds because I think the only people that I know in season two, the only YouTubers that I've watched before are Gabby Hanna, Tyler Oakley, and then I know of Tana Mojo. I don't know, I haven't watched any of her videos. The only reason I know of her is because of that big scandal with TanaCon. And so I
uh-huh.
don't know. So I
Oh,
like, that's the only, huh?
is that who that was? Because I
Yeah.
had no idea who she was when I watched it, and I don't think TanaCon had happened yet when I
No, because I
watched
think TanaCon
it.
was very recent.
And I think by the time TanaCon happened, she was a blonde, and she's a brunette in this.
Yeah, but
And
that's
you
her.
don't
She's the what saloon girl or something.
no, she's not the saloon girl.
Oh
She's
no, yeah,
mystic. She's the mystic.
yeah. But Tana Mojo is the one who is behind all of TanaCon.
Mm-hmm.
That scandal that we're not about to drop some tea here about. Hopefully,
Because
me
I don't know enough about it to talk about it anyway. But
either.
you don't know Liza Koshy?
Liza Koshy, I do know Liza Koshy. I keep forgetting her. I keep just like I
Mm-hmm.
gloss right over her in my head every time. No, I do know Liza Koshy. That's the other person. I don't know why I was completely forgot her. Yeah, I've watched a
Exactly.
couple of her videos. She seems so like just like a wholesome person.
Who,
She just
Liza Koshy?
seems yes, she seems just so cheerful and funny and just wholesome. I saw her. She came on Rhett and Link once maybe twice, and just like going and watching a few of her videos. She just seems like I don't know, like not a drama causer, not a like you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
Not out there trying to spill some tea, start some ish. Oh, there we go. I also wasn't expecting the change of time. I definitely thought that every episode was going to happen in the same house, or every
Yeah.
season was going to happen in the same house. So when I started this episode and they were wearing like different time period clothes, different things, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
So
like the
I'm showing up if just in case anybody, shows up and watches this video. I threw up on my screen a little bit of the first episode of season 2. Um, as you can
I,
see, the production value on this show is more like a regular TV show.
yeah.
It's not cheap YouTube video in someone's bedroom. It's
I
full
also
on.
wasn't expecting the mature content kind of things, you
Yeah,
know?
yes, yes, there is some mature content, and I think in this season, I think there's a little more mature content than there was in the
Ooh,
first.
you're getting to places where I haven't seen yet. Stop.
Okay, okay, okay. Don't want to ruin it for you.
Because I'm going to watch it today because I only have I'm guessing I only have until the 11th to get caught up, so I'm about to try to blast through this season and then blast through the next one.
That's what I'm thinking now. I'll probably just have to the 11th. So I'm trying to just watch a little bit to kind of refresh. Like I really just wanted to refresh like who made it to the end of season 1,
Yeah. Well,
who
from
made
the looks of it, in
it.
because I didn't know what they meant by All Stars, like if they were just gonna bring all the people that made it. But from the look of the little like cover picture on the All Stars thing, the person from season one that's in the All Stars thing didn't survive season one. There, it's someone that didn't make it. It looked like.
Yeah, and I think the little trailer that I watched was like brought back from the dead or something they were saying.
Okay.
So I don't think it's all going to be people who made it to the end.
See,
But
I just assumed there was gonna be people that made it. Maybe they did more of a fan favorites kind of thing.
that could be it too because I think more of the people who made it to season 2 or I mean to the All Stars are people that I actually know.
Mm-hmm.
And they definitely put in who I thought was the best out of all the seasons was Nikita Dragon. I couldn't remember her name when we talked about it before, but Nikita Dragon,
I don't remember her.
because she's in season 3. She's in the circus season,
Okay.
which which is the 1970s.
Okay.
And
Was Sophia Nygaard not in any? I thought she was in the show.
Sophia is in season 3, I think.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember because I looked at the covers and I think maybe I glossed over her because everybody's wearing like makeup and costumes and stuff. Because some people have really like
Yeah.
this is my face, like Tyler Oakley. You're not going to mistake Tyler Oakley anywhere. But
Uh
like
huh.
some people are like I don't know, where if you put on the right amount of makeup, you might not, you might just gloss over them. So because
Hmm.
I thought that she was in it, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah, she's in the 70s
Hmm.
episode. I'm pretty sure she's in the 70s one because I'm in the back of my head. I'm visualizing what she looked like, and I feel like she had on like bell bottoms and
Hmm.
something like that. So I think she's in that one.
Okay.
But I'm pulling up. I'm looking up the cast list to see who's in season 4 to see who all I know out of the season 4. Um, are you gaming tonight?
Nope, we came yesterday.
Oh, I did yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rosanna Pansino,
I love her.
Alex Wasabi, which he's in season 2.
I know of him.
Timothy De La Ghetto, who was in. I only know Alex Wasabi because I see him and his girlfriend. Him and his girlfriend are both in season 2, and
Oh, oh,
they're
okay.
both
I know who they
YouTube.
are now.
Yeah, they're both YouTubers, and I only see them when I watch um YouTubers react
Mm-hmm.
on FB
What
Movie.
do they do?
Well,
What are their YouTube videos? What do they do?
I've never watched his videos, so I don't know. I watched some of her videos because she does some DIY videos. I don't know what else she does, but I
Okay.
watched a few of her DIY videos where she does videos where she tries out stuff. Like
Okay.
when knitting things with um big ropes was a
Yeah.
trend for half a minute. The arm knitting. Have you
Mm-hmm.
seen that?
Yes.
Yeah, the arm knitting with these big ropes of fleece was a thing for half a minute. She made a blanket for the end of her bed. And
Okay.
then I watched another video where she tried some sort of dyeing technique to make these pillows for her living room. And
Okay.
so just stuff like that where she's just young and clueless and trying stuff. I mean, she was cute, but she didn't have a lot of videos that I'd be interested in. But I like her personality and I like her boyfriend's personality
Okay.
when they're on things like this.
I'll
When
see
they
then, as the show goes and see how I feel about him.
when they're guest starring on other people's stuff, I like their personalities. I am not terribly interested in their videos.
Okay.
And that happens with a lot of people. That's why I enjoyed Escape the Night because a lot of these people, I enjoy their personalities. I do not want to watch their videos.
That's how I feel about Mamrie Hart. I love
Mm-hmm.
watching Mamrie Hart on other things, but why don't I like the videos that she makes herself? They're just
Mm-hmm.
not super interesting to me.
Because Liza Koshy is not my thing, although I think she's cute as a button. She's
She just
not my
don't. Yeah, I
Timothy
don't.
Ghetto is not my thing.
Mhm.
Um, let's see who else. They Storm Power is in season 4.
I don't know
Just
who that is. He's in season 2, but I have no idea who he is.
I don't know. He does videos too that I don't watch.
I need to go look some of these people up.
I think he does gamer videos. I don't know.
Okay. Let me go
Um,
check sometime.
Justine is old school. Justine,
Yes.
her
Season
her
1.
her handle is I Justine. No, I mean she's old school internet wise.
Yes.
She's been around a minute. I wouldn't be
Yeah, I knew
surprised.
exactly who she was when she was on season 1.
I wouldn't be surprised if she was 45 years old and lying about her age because she's been around a minute. She's been around a long time.
Scandal.
The average age of these YouTubers is supposedly 25.
Yeah,
Half
but they're all like,
half of them are about 35. But
yeah, unless you're Rhett and Link and they're Rhett and Linker and they're like mid 40s, early 50s,
yeah,
mid 40s.
there's some 40-year-olds, there's some 40 plus out there who are just trying to slide
Mm-hmm.
under the radar and pretend that YouTube is not a young kid's game. But all these people are growing up.
Yeah.
YouTube's been around for 10 years and
Yeah, Jenna Marbles. Jenna Marbles is a 30-year-old lady.
they've been around for a long time. Pretty soon you're not gonna be able to call YouTube a young kid's game anymore.
Yeah.
Because the successful ones are more mature, but they're making content for kids.
For younger people. Yeah.
That's why they try to, I guess, shy away from the fact that they're grown ass adults because they're making contents for kids. Because
Yeah.
most of the stuff that they're making, I would not watch, but I like their personalities when they talk on other stuff and act
Mhm.
like grown adults that they are.
Yeah. I got you.
Let's so Tana is back on season 4.
Really?
Yeah, and Gabby Hanna
Oh, I love Gabby. I
and
think she also had some sort of scandal thing, but I don't know what it is, and I'm not looking into it, so I'm just gonna roll with it.
Colleen
Colleen Ballinger.
Yeah.
Oh, Colleen, is she in season? She must be in season 3 because she's not in this
She's in
season.
season 3. Yeah, she's
I've
in
been
the
watching. I don't watch her Miranda videos just because those are kind of cringy for me. But I watch her blog videos of her and her baby, and she's just so sweet.
I cannot stand. I cannot stand. I cannot
It's a
stand
certain kind of humor
Miranda.
that is not for everybody, and it's. I know I recognize it's not for me, but a lot of people like it. She went on tour with it, so a lot of people like it. But I prefer to watch like her blogs and stuff, or her vlogs, I guess. But she is such a sweetie pie.
Okay, now this thing says somebody named Bretman Rock is on season 4, but I thought that was Nikita Gunn or Nikita Dragon. I mean,
Who that?
who's Bretman Rock? I don't know.
About to do
So
some googling.
what else has been going on?
Um, let's see. What else have I been up to? I haven't done. I've not done very much. I've been watching Escape Tonight and going to work, I guess. Trying not to get caught up in work drama. Um, I feel like there was something I wanted to talk to you about. Let me see if I can pull up my notes on my phone while you are looking up things. Ooh, are we still there or have I like dropped out?
Uh, I think you're still here. I don't
Okay,
know. I
I
don't
can
know.
hear
I
you, so we should be
can't
good.
see
Let's see. Um, so I'm gonna. Oh, I've only got 2 items on my list because you didn't want to talk about Lion King, and we've already talked about Escape the Night. So the 2 items on my list are titled F Technology and Call from the Stall.
you. Oh, good Lord. What's wrong with your technology?
Oh, it's not my technology. I work, okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this because everybody, like, I feel like everybody already knows now. I work at McDonald's. And we just got the kiosks. Oh my
She
god,
works at
reveal.
McDonald's.
Oh my god. So we just got the kiosks
Mhm.
at work, so that when people walk in, they're supposed to walk up to the kiosk, go ahead and order your food, and then you can either pay for it there, or if you have cash, you can go to the front counter. And man, people are like treating it like these kiosks are Satan himself. I don't understand.
Oh,
It
good
is
Lord.
so like, ooh. So like the way I was trained
I always want to order from a kiosk, and I've never had a chance because none of the McDonald's I have. You're talking about those touch screen things.
yes.
None of the McDonald's I've been to have them, so I've never had a chance to order from one.
Well, just wait. You'll probably get one soon. But so the way I was trained to work the kiosk, because they created a separate position for people who are out there with the kiosk. So there will be somebody at the front counter there to take cash, or if someone's having issues, like if someone wanted to bring something up that they couldn't do on the kiosk, then that you go to the front counter and they'll fix it for you. And then there's supposed to be a separate position of someone who stands out there with the kiosk that greets people, helps them use the kiosk, and like helps seat people and stuff like that. Blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
And so, the way I was trained to do that position was you're supposed to try to rally and corral everyone over to the kiosk, because we have 3 kiosks in our store, which means there's 2 screens on each side, which means that we can take 6 orders at a time out on the kiosk plus someone on front counter. And so that like at my very fastest, no matter how good I am, at my very fastest, I can take at max 2 orders at a time, one on one register, one on another register. And so
Uh-huh.
it should,
So
in
the
theory, if
kiosk,
everyone
yeah.
yeah. It should, in theory, if everyone's doing what they're supposed to do, speed things along. But I like that first day that I was out there doing the kiosk, I was standing out there and I was like, oh, hey, I can help get you over here. And they're like, I don't want to use some things. I want a person to take my order. And I'm like, oh, well, I can do the order for you. I'll stand over here and I'll press the buttons and everything. You just tell me what you want. And they're like, I'm not using them damn things. And they walk out the door. And I'm like, oh my word. It is, I like it literally the only difference between me taking your order on front counter and me taking your order on the kiosk is that you can see what I am doing. Like you can see me pressing the buttons. and people are just like, so they won't go near them, they won't touch them. Like we have some people that are super receptive. They're like, oh yeah, I've used one of these before, I'll come over, or they like go to front counter, and I'm like, we're trying to get everybody over at the kiosk so we can kind of speed things along. They're like, oh okay, I'll come over here then. Like some people are super receptive, and some people are like, oh, can you show me how to do it? That way I can learn how to do it for next time by myself. And I'm like, oh sure, I love helping people, I love teaching people how to do things, so that's no problem. But some people will walk in and give me stink eye and walk back out, and I'm like, I did not realize it was this serious.
Well, I think those are the same people who do not like the self checkouts at like Walmart in the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I've heard, because I listen to a lot of political podcasts. They're political slash comedy podcasts, so they're talking about real things, but they talk about them. They make them kind of funny to make it
Mm-hmm.
easier to listen to. They're not as super serious stuffy as like watching CNBC or whatever, but they're talking about real stuff. So stuff like shows like Daily Zeitgeist or Fake the Nation. Those are two of my favorites. Um,
Yeah.
and from listening to these podcasts, I have gotten the impression that there are people out there who feel like these kind of kiosks are taking jobs away from people.
Okay, I got that too. I got someone told me to my face, "Oh, you're gonna let these kiosks are gonna like get you out of a job. You're not gonna have a job anymore." And I'm like, so at the end of that shift, that first day, I pulled my step counter out of my back pocket, and I had taken 10,000 steps just working my shift doing those kiosks. And I'm like, so
Mm.
if I'm working myself out of a job, what am I doing today? First of all, to get these 10,000 steps.
Uh-huh.
Second of all, it is literally created two extra positions because we one need someone out there doing the kiosks, and then because we have the kiosks and they have these little table tents that have a chip in them, and so you take it and just like at like a Waffle House or at like a bigger restaurant, you go sit down and we bring the food out to you. So we've created the position of the person who helps with the kiosks, and we created the position of the person who runs the food out. Plus, we still have the person on front counter because the kiosks don't take cash. We literally
Exactly.
created two extra positions, and people just refuse to listen to me. And I'm like, why do you think that you know better when I am the person here working at this place? It's so
Exactly.
frustrating. And then,
And
and
I read an article about Panera, because Panera has done these. I've moved my video to my other monitor, so now I don't know which way to look.
we're
But
fine.
Panera has done these. Excuse me. They have like iPads on sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, is what they look like, where you can put in your order and then go over here and pick up. And they did a thing about they did a study of how many, are they having to get rid of people, because they've had them for a couple of years. Because when I
Yeah.
first, they'd already had them for a year when I read the article, and the article was 2 years ago. So they've
Okay.
had them for a while. And the I'm updating the notes on this while I'm talking to you,
You're fine.
or I'm anyway. But but I can't look that way. They they said that they said the same thing that you said, that their employment either held steady or they ended up adding one or two people, because with people um doing their things on the tablet, it sped things up. So then you got more people in the kitchen. There's more
Yep.
orders coming faster to the kitchen, and more
Mm-hmm.
orders coming faster to the register. So you've got to have people to take care of the cash situation, or
Exactly.
take care of handing out the food, or because I think the ones that they have at Panera, I think you can swipe your card
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah,
not
that's
paying.
how our kiosks are too. We've got a card reader on the kiosk. So if you pay card, then you pay right there, and you can go sit down or whatever. If you pay cash, it prints off a little ticket, and you have to go to front counter to do cash. But
So
people
I
are
mean,
so upset. And we
I'm sure there will get to be a point where there's no need, when we get rid of cash and there's no need to have people there whatsoever. But I'm not sure this is going to happen in my lifetime.
I don't even know if it's going to happen in my lifetime. Like, what is, and we had people that were like, oh, you guys are going to be sorry because you're going to lose so many customers doing this and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to go to other McDonald's and all this stuff. And my manager's like, well, I hope you have a good day and I hope you enjoy going to those other McDonald's for the meantime, because they plan on putting these kiosks in every McDonald's in the country. Like, it is going to be a
Exactly.
universal thing. And so you can go to your McDonald's 30 minutes away if you want to, but eventually they're going to get it too. And then where are you going to go when you want a cheap burger? Because that's like, and it's so frustrating, I think, because these people are like, you're bringing in too much technology and like, and I don't want to deal with technology. But if they knew how much technology went behind them just getting their order in the first place before we even got the kiosk,
Mhm.
like if you're avoiding technology that much, because like if you go through the drive-through, you pull up to the drive-through, there's a sensor in the drive-through that lets us know that your car is there. We've got the two-way speaker thing to take your order. We've got those big old screens out there that connect to our computer so that you can see your order. You go through, there's a camera on the top of the building that takes a picture of your car whenever we take your order. You pull through and then it sends a thing to us, and then we take your stuff all, and then it sends it to the monitors up at the front, and it sends it to a bunch of monitors in the kitchen so they can see a bunch of stuff. And then if you come inside to get your order, it's the same computer. Like, it's the kiosks are literally a big glorified version of our computer that we take our orders on. And so it's the same technology with that. It's the same, like, there's so much technology that goes on anyway, and you're upset about the technology you can see. Like, all this
Exactly.
stuff is going on.
That's exactly the best way to put it. They're upset about the technology they can see because they think that is where everybody's jobs are, and that's getting taken away.
But it was, man, because I had some people cussing me. I had some people like, people giving me stank faces. People refused to get their orders taken by me. And the problem, part of the problem that I was having that was really frustrating me was I got trained by one of the big bosses. Like, we had two big bosses and a person from another store that already had kiosks, like a manager from another store that already had a kiosk. So I got trained by one of those people on how to use them and what we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to say. And I was told, you're not supposed to take any orders on front counter unless you absolutely have to. You're supposed to try to corral everybody over to the kiosk. And so that first day when I was doing things, they were like, I was trying to corral people to the kiosk. If they wouldn't come to the kiosk, I would continue helping the other customer or whoever that I was working with, and they would just walk out the door. And my managers that were there at work that day were like, it's okay. They'll figure out somewhere else to go, or they'll come back. Like, it'll be fine. And I'm like, okay. So I was doing what the big bosses above my managers were telling me to do. And then I come in the next day and I see someone standing up front counter taking orders. And I'm like, we're not supposed to do that. You are not supposed to be up here. You need to be out there out there corralling people over to the kiosk. It's not that hard to say, hey, let me come and get your order over here. Hey, I'll come help you over here. Like, you're supposed to be out there, not standing at the register. But I saw someone standing the entire time at the register taking orders, and I'm like, I
Because there's a lot of people who don't want to deal with confrontation,
I
and
understand
I
that, but it makes
I
me look
feel.
like a jerk when I'm making people go over there.
Mhm. I know, I know. I mean, to be honest, I have a feeling if it was me, I might end up being the person who, the minute they said, I don't want to deal with this here, then I'd be like, okay, I'll come to the register. I don't want to deal with confrontation.
I'm not that one. I may have talked some people out of ordering, I guess, but I like, and I'm not rude or anything. Like, say you pretend to be someone who doesn't want to use the kiosk, and I will be I'll be me ushering you over to the kiosk. So I say, "Oh, hi, are you ready to order?"
Yes, I am ready to order.
And so you head over to the front counter, and I say, "Oh, well, I can actually get your order over here at the kiosk."
Well, I don't really like using those automated things. Can you just take it at the register?
Actually, well, they try to get us to use them over here, but I can do the order for you. That way you don't have to use it. Like, I'll press the buttons over here. It's the exact same.
Well, if you can press the buttons over here, you can press the buttons at the register.
Well, my big bosses told me that they really want us to do as many orders over here so that people can get used to them and we can get used to showing people how to use them. Like, I'm not going to just let go.
Yeah, see, at that point, if you told me your big boss said you had to do it over here, so being me and
Mhm.
not one of these other, people who are afraid of
Yeah.
technology, me, I'd be like, oh, well, I don't want to get you in trouble with your boss because I've worked customer service before.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know that a lot of times you have to do stuff that seems stupid to you, but this is what the boss has said you have to do, so you
Hmm.
do it. I just do it and shut up. That's how
Yeah,
I am.
and I really try to make it as easy as possible. Like that's why I straight up like if someone refuses the first time, that very second time, I'll say I will take the order for you. You don't have to touch the screen at all. I will take the order for you. And most people are fairly receptive to that, and they'll walk over. They'll stand like an arm's width away. They won't touch the machine, and I will just take the order for them. Even if they're going pretty fast, I'll go through and wait for the machine to respond because I'm pretty good at keeping orders in my head. So I'll go through and get what they need and like talk to them and like, yeah, we're trying to bring things in and like try to have conversation while I'm getting the machine to respond to me and everything. And like I will try my best to make it as easy as possible. But some people just like they're like, oh, because there was one person who was like, I want to get my order taken by an actual person. And I'm like, I am that person. I will take your order over here on the register. And he's like, nah, I'm not dealing with this. And walked out. And I'm like, it would have been me either here or the front counter. Like it's me. I'm the because if he had looked around the store, I'm the only one in the lobby. There was nobody standing at front counter. I was the only one in the lobby. So it's either me
See,
here or me over there.
those are the people who I feel like have been fed some sort of rhetoric from somebody saying you have to stand up to these people. You can't let the technology take our jobs, kind of thing. But they don't understand anything behind it. They're just spouting
Mm-hmm.
whatever somebody else has told them, and they're
Yeah.
not thinking through for themselves how it's affecting people.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, 11 a.m. Women's World Cup final.
You over here still talking about soccer.
USA versus Netherlands.
US. Wait, who are you voting for? USA or Netherlands?
USA. Well,
Sure.
it's funny that you asked that. I am I'm in the USA, so I feel like I should vote for the USA,
Mm-hmm.
and I probably will. But the USA women's team has been to the finals. This will be their fifth time
Mm-hmm.
being in the finals, and I think they've won twice. Um, I remember seeing them win the most recent time, but I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember if they've won a time before that. Netherlands has never won. Netherlands has never
Oh.
finals. And you know me, I'm a sucker for that underdog,
Oh yeah,
first
that's what
time
I was thinking.
somebody's never done anything, so because like um I watched Thursday when USA beat England 2-1. It was an exciting game. But there was part of me when I heard that England had never been to a semifinals or had never won a semifinals that was
Yeah.
like, oh, England.
Oh, yeah, that
So
was my instant thought was, oh, I hope they make it. Everybody gets
because
a chance to
because I mean,
win.
I live in the USA, so I'm not a sports fan. For anybody who's watching this, I am not a sports fan. That's why Maya is amazed that I'm talking about soccer. I am not a sports fan by any stretch of the imagination. But about I can't remember how long ago it was ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, the Summer Olympics, and then the US Women's World Cup soccer. Both of them grabbed me around the same time, and I'm like, for some reason I don't know why. For some reason they both grabbed me, and that so I can't see myself watching any other sports. I'm not gonna watch football. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna watch basketball. But like women Olympics is I can watch the Summer Olympics because they explain the point stuff to you as because they know it only comes around every 4 years. And they
Mm-hmm.
know that most people don't understand because we don't have like a pro swimming team that has a
Yeah.
season every summer. So most people are watching Olympics for the first time. So they'll explain the point system to you. They'll explain the gymnastics point system to you. So you can watch it because they're explaining to you,
Okay.
they do this, then they're out, or if they don't do this, blah 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 blah. So it's easy to watch that.
Well, that's cool.
Whereas football is one of those things of, oh, they assume everybody knows football, so you just watch. They assume everybody watching football knows football, and if you don't know
Mm-hmm.
football, then you need to turn to the person sitting next to you and ask them because we're not going to explain it here on TV.
Yeah.
So And soccer, I don't fully understand everything about the soccer, like the
Mhm.
offside stuff. I don't really fully understand that. But for the most part, it's pretty much watching them pass that ball down till they get it in the net.
Mhm.
Watch them pass this ball down and get it in the net. So I enjoy watching the women's soccer. And as I said last time, I don't enjoy I tried watching the men's soccer, but the men's are babies because they try to get fouled. So as soon as somebody even breathes in their direction, they lay out on the pitch
That
like
cracks me up.
somebody has just killed them until the ref comes over and says, "I'm not calling the foul. Get your butt up."
It's so funny to me.
Where the women just dust themselves off and keep going. So that's why I like watching the women's soccer.
Mhm.
And the only other sporting related thing that I like to watch, I don't watch it very often, but when I do watch it, I kind of get into it, is what I like to call made up gladiator sports. Like when I was a kid, they used to have this show called American Gladiator. And I think you can occasionally find old reruns of it on
Mhm.
YouTube. And
It
they
sounds
had
familiar, but I don't think I've ever actually watched it.
that's because it was on before you were born. And there was I think if I'm not mistaken, it was based on like a British show because
Mhm.
they had a British show in the 70s called Gladiators.
Okay.
So so it's like it's not real sports. You
Mhm.
have to be athletic, but it's not an established sport.
Okay.
Like it's not an established sport
Like
like
football or
football
soccer
or
or
basketball
something.
or something like that. There's always some sort of, and it's another thing where they explain the rules to you
Okay.
as they go along, right? So, and there's all with American Gladiators, there was always like five or six gladiators, and then there'd be like one average person. You see, I've
Mhm.
got it on the screen now where
Yeah, I'm watching right now.
they're showing the people's names, right? And there's one like regular person like me against these five gladiator people. So these five gladiator people are playing every week, and then there's a new average person who comes in and tries to beat them to get the money.
Okay.
Okay. And there's always some made up kind of sport like this, whatever this Powerball thing is that they're playing on what I'm showing
Mhm.
right now. And I used to watch that when I was when it was on in the
Oh
80s and
man, they are throwing people.
yes, yes,
Oh
yeah.
man.
And they tried to bring it back in the early 2000s, but I don't think it was very successful.
I
But
thought ballroom dance sport was intense.
but now they've got like American Ninja Warrior, where
Yeah.
people are trying to get through that obstacle course. I watch that sometimes too, but I think I remember liking this better than than. But I do occasionally watch something like American Ninja Warrior or something like that.
I might go back and find some episodes of this. This looks crazy. This is like what we were talking about before. So we had this conversation on the phone before, but we were talking about before how I really want to watch some ladies play roller derby.
Yeah,
It seems like it'd be really fun to watch, but I feel like I would want to watch it in person.
yeah.
I don't know why.
But yeah, you should check out go on YouTube and watch some of the gladiators,
Mm-hmm.
American gladiators, and I see they've got UK gladiators up here. So you can just
That'll
drop
have
in
to be after Escape the Night,
if you
which I
like.
keep wanting to call Marry the Night, by the way, which isn't that a Bruno Mars song or something? Marry the Night?
I think it is a song. I don't know if it's a Bruno Mars song.
It's a somebody song, but every time I know it, there's the night part in there. And I keep wanting to say Marry the Night, and I'm like, no, they're not marrying anything. Every time. But I need to finish watching that before they stop making it free because I don't have money right now to pay for YouTube
But
Premium
yeah,
or YouTube Red.
I was rush, but then I thought, well, I'm gonna pay for YouTube Premium at the end of next week, so
See,
I don't
I'm
really.
not. I'm gonna watch it right now, and then I probably won't be able to. I'm gonna have to wait till the cruise to be able to pay for any extra stuff. I'm thinking right now about doing like a GoFundMe or something like that to try to get this electroformer machine because I really want it so bad, and I feel like it would make some good jewelry. I feel like it would make some good money.
American
And
Night is a Lady Gaga song.
Lady Gaga. I knew it was somebody that I listened to. I just couldn't remember who because I've seen it in my Spotify stuff scrolling through. I just couldn't remember who it was. But I really want to get this electroform machine. I'm thinking I might try to do like a GoFundMe thing or like a crowd
Oh
sponsorship
no,
thing. No, why?
no.
Why?
Maybe it's just my personal thing, but I don't feel like you should do an Indiegogo or a GoFundMe to try to get people to pay for something that you just want. I mean, if you're in dire straits and you've got your child needs a life-saving operation,
Yeah,
and do a GoFundMe. If you already have a product where you started up a company and you need a little bit of capital and you're providing people with, if you pay $20 into this Indiegogo, you will get one of the first thingamabobs
well,
that come.
that's what I was thinking I could do. I could get the I could get the electroformer kit and I could send everybody like a necklace or something.
I don't know. I just feel like stuff like GoFundMe's and Indiegogo should be saved for like people who are in dire straits. That,
Yeah, I
that's
just
how.
because I found an electroformer kit that's because the original one that I was looking at, I did some looking around, and the original one that I was looking at was about $300 or so. And then one of my YouTubers just put up a video of him using an electroformer. He normally does like wood turning stuff, but he put up all out of Moscato. Yeah,
My
I'm about to be
mind is
like I'm about to
gone.
be done with my not water. But one of my YouTubers just put up a video of him using an electroformer and coating something in copper, and then he posted the one that he's using. He posted down in his thing, and it's like $100 cheaper than the one that I was looking at, and I'm like, ah. So I'm like, I'm so much closer, but still so far away because I don't have $200.
But if you save up the money, it'll feel so much better.
Will it? Because then it'll just feel like me paying $200.
But it'll be that you earned it yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're at an hour. So unless you got something pressing to talk about,
Hmm.
what do you have interesting coming up this week?
Let's see. I have a mouthful of
Mukbang,
cookies.
mukbang, mukbang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got a mouthful of food, so you keep chewing. I let's see, I don't have anything interesting. Next Saturday, oh, I might as well mention next Saturday I won't be able to do a video. Just thought about it.
Oh, why?
Because I will be going to the community college one county over to see a play, to see a musical.
Ooh, fun. What musical is it?
I've never heard of it before. It's called Beehive. It's one of those jukebox musicals. You know what a
Mhm.
jukebox musical is, right?
I think so. They like have an artist and then they play all the music by that artist or something? Or am I
Similar,
thinking of something else?
similar. Most of the jukebox musicals that you're familiar with are like that. Like the most
Green
famous
Day, the musical?
yeah, but I was trying to think of the most famous one that started it all. And I actually went to
Mm.
see it on stage, and I can't think of the name of it. They made two movies. The music of ABBA.
Mamma Mia?
Mamma Mia, thank you.
What? How did you not think of that?
Sometimes words just leave my brain.
Man, if anybody says ABBA, the first thing and only thing I think of is Mamma Mia.
Well, that's because you did not grow up in the 70s. The first thing I think of when I hear ABBA is Dancing Queen because that was like the number one song
Oh,
when I
yeah.
was
That too.
oh, Dancing Queen. So anyway, but there's also other jukebox musicals that aren't just one artist. but they do take songs that have already been on the radio and have been hits and weave a story around those
Okay.
songs. So it's not any new songs written specifically for the musical. It's all songs
Yeah.
that have already been out there. There's what's the one I'm trying to think of? Smokey Joe's Cafe. Smokey Joe's Cafe is another one I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's a jukebox musical because I think it's all songs that already existed that they
Hmm.
put in the musical. Which if you don't put, well, I take that back. I was about to say if you don't put a story around it, it's called a musical review, but that's not 100% true because there's one that is all Stephen Sondheim songs that I think were from different musicals.
Hmm.
But since those weren't radio songs, you can't really call that a jukebox musical.
Yeah.
But that would be a musical review, I think.
Okay.
But anyway, so we're going to so they're doing one at the college. We went to see Fiddler, a production of Fiddler on the Roof at the same college, and they did a really good job. So we're going. So because we went, we ended up on their mailing list, and so now we're going to see this next Saturday. So
I
and
keep
we will
meaning to get on the mailing list to Mars Hill because while I was at the farmers market today, I saw they had a big, their little marquee or whatever said that they're doing some sort of murder mystery show, and I was like, oh, this is so like timely for me in particular.
exactly up your alley. But so that's what we're going to do next Saturday, and we will probably go because the town next to us that starts with a B, you know what I'm talking about, Maya.
Yes.
Um, it there are restaurants there that I didn't because I don't ever go any further than this is for those who are watching. There is a like a shopping center area that's right on the line between my town and the next town over here that starts with a B. And so I always think of when we're in this half of the shopping center part, that's all I think of as restaurants in that town.
Hmm.
But then when I go to look up restaurant, I keep forgetting that if you drive further, they have a proper town center. If you get off the high, because like this is highway coming through our town. This is highway, and then
Hmm.
there's another highway this way. But when you cross over that and go into the town proper, they have a regular downtown
Yeah, I
with
always forget that that's there
restaurants and
too.
stuff. Huh?
I always forget that that's there too. I've only been through there a handful of times, and I also always forget that it's there.
Because you always think of it as just being what's along this highway part.
Hmm.
When you cross over, there's a lot of really cute shops and restaurants
Yep.
and stuff like that in their downtown proper. And so apparently there is an Asian restaurant that has sushi and pho and things. I see you doing that look. Don't give me the eyeball. And there's also a tapas restaurant.
A
And
what?
I have never had tapas. And tapas I think of as a fancy big city thing. And this is a small town
Aren't
somewhere.
aren't tapas a Mexican food? Is that what? Am I thinking of the right thing?
Tapas is like a Spanish concept, not
Hmm.
necessarily Mexican, but like Spanish from Spain.
Yeah.
Tapas are a Spanish concept, but all tapas really, but other American restaurants have adapted it. What tapas really means is just like small bites. They encourage you to get like I order something and you order something and we share off of each other's
Oh, like
plates.
eating at a Korean restaurant. Like
Kind of
I
like
remember watching the Simon and Martina videos of how they learned when they moved over there that people would just go and pile their plates up and then put the plates in the middle and then everybody would get a little plate of something that everybody brought. Okay.
although we went to this place in Philadelphia, which was a cocktail bar, and but their concept was sort of like tapas
Hmm.
because they did have, the woman that we went with said, the idea here is that everybody orders something and then everybody get a little bit on off of each person's whatever. But it's I don't know how to explain it because that cocktail bar they had like um lobster mac and cheese in a ramekin thing,
Mm.
and they had so it had they had things that you could have ate by yourself and not shared with it,
Yeah.
you know. Plus they had things like chicken on skewers and stuff like that. Whereas this restaurant, number one, calls itself a tapas restaurant.
Hmm.
All small plates. It's no
Okay.
like entree type plates. It's all small plates and wine. And it's it's like plates of like um skewer, you know, meat on skewers and a shish kebab type things, and sliders where you get like three or four sliders to a plate.
Ooh, I
And
love
so
me some sliders.
it's definitely portioned so that everybody at the table can just
Grab
pick
some.
some.
Yeah.
Whereas the other restaurant, the cocktail bar that we went to, which had really good cocktails by the way, but the cocktail bar that we went to, their stuff was kind of portioned where you'd have to ask them to bring you an extra plate if you were really going to share. It's not, some of the stuff was not really designed to share, but you just decide amongst yourself to share it, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. My only thing is, I don't know, because you know I only go out once a month. And so if I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna spend money, if I'm gonna spend a full dinner price, I don't want to come away hungry.
Yeah.
And I looked at this place and I looked at the menu. And for those who don't live around here, which nobody I know watching this video lives around here,
Mm.
even though the two towns I'm talking about are like back to back with each other, to the point where our zip codes are just, you just flip two numbers. I mean, our zip codes are really close.
Hmm.
This town over, our town over here, is considered more country by people who've lived here forever and ever.
Hmm.
This town is more country. This town over here, the one that starts with a B, is considered more upscale.
Hmm.
And so their restaurants are a little more expensive, as if you're going into the city,
Hmm.
as if you're going into Charlotte. So, and I looked at their menu online and it's like one of those fancy menus with no prices on it.
I hate that. It's like if you have to ask the price, you can't afford it. Man, what if I've been saving up and I just want to go eat at your restaurant? I just need to know how much your chicken tenders are.
Exactly. Well, this place does not have chicken tenders, but
That's what I eat everywhere.
they had things that looked interesting, but there's no prices. So we
Mm.
might end up going to the Asian restaurant. I'm gonna let your aunt Terry make the choice, but because she's one of those people, she's, because she likes to be ultra prepared.
Mm.
So she's not going to pull up here on Saturday and go, "Oh, where do you want to eat?" She wants to describe. She paid for our tickets either last month or the month before. Whereas
Mm.
I would have been like, "It's a community college. We can wait till we
Show
get there.
up.
Ticket." You know what I'm saying? But she's got to be ultra prepared.
Mm.
She's not very much into technology, but the one thing she likes about technology is being able to get online and buy her tickets right away and be able to see where her seats are going to be.
Mm.
And when it comes to a restaurant, she likes being able to go to the website and look at their menu. She's aggravated if they don't have a website or she can't look at their menu so that she can plan out before she even gets to, like, if we were going tonight, like if I was sitting in her house now, we decide like right now, oh, we don't want to cook. Let's just go out to eat. She would want to decide before we left so that she could look online and see what they have, so she can
Yeah.
be decided before she sits in the restaurant what she's gonna
See,
eat.
Wayne and I do that, but only because I am extra picky. And so we don't want to end up going somewhere that's not going to have
But
something that I'll be able to eat.
and she's picky too. That's the other thing. She's picky too. She doesn't like certain food. She doesn't like
Mhm.
certain vegetables. She doesn't like. So she wants to make sure there's going to be something that's like plain and not overly fancy that
Yep.
she's eat.
I just need to make sure there is at least one thing on the menu that I can eat, and then I'm good. But like, if there isn't even the one thing, I'm like, because I hate. I also hate to be that person to go and say, oh, I'd like your tomato mozzarella burger, but take off the tomato and take off the sauce and take off the pickles and take off the
Oh,
like,
she
yeah.
has no qualms telling them to separate that into 15 different ingredients
I'll ask for like a couple
and
things off.
and
If I
put
have to ask for more than
each
three things off of something, I'm like, I need something else.
and put each ingredient on a separate plate. She has no qualms about it
That's
whatsoever.
funny.
Whereas to me, I look at it, and if there's something on that burger that I don't like, then I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the next burger. I'm
Yeah.
not asking them to take anything off my burger.
I'll ask them to take like one or two things off, but if I get to like more than three things that I need off of this item, I'm like, I need to move on to something else because clearly I don't want this item.
The most I will ask is simply because I know it's simple for them to do is don't put any mayonnaise on my sandwich.
Oh yeah, because that's an
No,
extra thing for them just
they're
to not
doing that
do.
as they're assembling the sandwich. So I don't. I just say don't put any mayonnaise on my sandwich. But like if they've got some sort of fancy sauce that's got two or three ingredients in it, some sort of chutney type thing or something like
Mhm.
that, that they've already prepared it, like it's
Yeah.
peppers and like Terry doesn't like. I think she likes peppers, but she doesn't like onions.
Oh.
And that's one of those things where a lot of times they do the pepper and onion mix type thing
Yeah.
together, and then they, scoop it out of container and slop it onto
Mhm.
the thing, so you can't really separate out all the chopped onions
Yeah.
type situation. So that's why if I see like peppers and onions, I just assume they mixed them all together. But
Mhm.
luckily, I like peppers and onions. But if they say it's a spicy pepper, because sometimes they
Mhm.
don't specify. If they say it's a spicy pepper, then I just skip on to the
Man,
next.
I was so upset the other day because Wayne made this sauce at work, and it was a strawberry jalapeno sauce. And it was made after we used to have a lady that came to our farmers market that made it was a strawberry jalapeno jam, and he was like, "Oh, this is a really good combination. Let's make it a sauce to use on the burritos at work." And so he made it, and he wanted me to taste it, and I was like, "I really want to, but it's gonna be really spicy." And he's like, "It's not even that spicy." I'm like, "Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be really spicy." And he's like, "It's not that spicy at all." And he gave me just like a little dollop on a tip, and I'm like, "Are you sure I'm gonna be able to eat this?" And he's like, "It's totally gonna be fine." And I took a bite, and for the first like half a second, it tasted so good. It was I'm like, "This is a really good combination," and then it tasted like nothing but pain spreading throughout my face. And I'm like, and he's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "It's really hard."
Yeah, I don't trust anybody who tells me. I don't even try because if even they say, "Oh, it's not that spicy," I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I just have to taste it for myself now because I can't trust you to tell me it's not going to be spicy.
Yeah.
I can't even trust labels anymore because we've gotten some queso before, and like one brand it'll say medium, and their medium is like hellfire, and then
Yeah.
other brand will say medium, and their medium might as well be mild. So if their
Mm-hmm.
medium is that mild, then their mild is like baby food. So
Yeah.
you can't tell from one brand to the next whether whether it's going to be spicy or not. And then it's complicated by the fact that there are some days where my tongue seems to be more sensitive than
Mm-hmm.
others. So even black pepper, which I love, one of my favorite things is to have tomato soup, canned tomato soup, made with water, not milk. A lot of places make it with milk, and I don't like it with milk. Made with water and plenty of black pepper sprinkled into it. But now I have to go light on the black pepper because there are some days where black pepper feels like jalapenos in my mouth.
I've had some days where I had something, I don't remember what, it may have been like a chicken or something that had some pepper on it, something, and I was like, man, this like, it wasn't enough to make me stop eating it. I finished eating it, but I was like, man, this has got a little bit of a something on this. What is it? And Wayne's like, that's just pepper. It is just pepper on there. I'm like, man, I just have big old baby mouth.
Yep. Yep. I've got baby mouth too. I've got baby mouth too. So that's it. We will not be back next Saturday
Mm.
because I will be out leaving my house, being a grown up lady,
Grown
watching
up
a show,
lady.
drinking some wine, what have you, what have you. I will try to get some knitting done. Hopefully, I'll be on the neckline of this dreaded sweater
Mm.
before I see you next. Um, and I will be in between working, I will be reading more of Ruby Dixon's Ice Planet Barbarians. I am up to book 10, I think.
Man, these
I,
ice aliens.
yeah, well, I had taken a break from the Ice Aliens and was reading other stuff. And then I'm kind of like, well, I don't, there's nothing else that I want to read right now. And
Meanwhile, I will be watching Skip the Night.
so I went back to the Ice Planet Barbarians and just apparently just where I left off thinking that the book was good because it's like I was up to 8 and I was like, oh my God, she's written 17 of these. I can't read more of the same thing
Yeah.
for like, 10 more books. And then apparently the book that I stopped at was where stuff starts getting crazy.
That's funny.
Because then I read the next book and I'm like, oh my goodness.
This isn't what I expected. This isn't people trying to figure out how to speak alien languages.
She finally, added some plot twist in there. So
Man.
so I would still recommend the series, but it's one of those things where I should have stuck to my um when it comes to long ranging series, it's
Mm-hmm.
better for me to read 3 books, take a break, read somebody else's books, then come
Mm-hmm.
back and read the next 3 books. Otherwise, I burn myself out
Oh yeah.
on the books. I sat and read 7 of these books in a row, 7 or 8 of these books in a row before I switched to something else.
If that's all you want to read, though, because I'm like that sometimes with like shows and stuff. That's binge watching so many shows by accident. I don't even mean to. I've watched the Trolls series. Speaking of which, have you seen the commercials for the new movie?
I
The
have
Trolls.
never seen I have never seen a Trolls movie in my life, and I did not realize it was a new movie.
I think you might. I think you might like it actually. It's Sorry, I'm plugging my phone up because it just
Dear,
notification.
it's animation. I don't watch animation,
But it's also music, and you watch music,
but I don't watch animation.
and it's got Anna Kendrick, it's got Justin Timberlake. It's the first one does Anna Kendrick, Justin
But
Timberlake,
it's animated.
James Corden, and they're singing.
Animated.
Anyway, so the plot of the first one is that there's the trolls, and then there's these like big creatures called the Bergens that normally eat the trolls, and then they solve everything through the power of friendship and love, and so now they're friends with the Bergens. And so the second movie is because the first movie was all like pop music, and so the second movie is now turns out there are all of these other trolls that play different kinds of music, and so there's like the country trolls and the techno trolls and the classical trolls and all this stuff and the hip hop trolls, but the rock and roll trolls, the power heavy metal rock trolls, are trying to destroy all of the other music and have it be only rock. And I really want to see it. It looks like it's gonna be so good.
Okay, see that sounds amusing.
See, I
That
need
sounds amusing.
the
The
trolls
last,
movie, huh?
the last. Okay, so is this going to be a jukebox musical?
That's what it's at. Yes, because the first one was. That's what I was thinking of when you were talking about jukebox musicals earlier. Because the first one was. It wasn't just music written for that. They played Sound of Silence. They played oh no, why can I not think of any of these songs?
Because
Um
it occurred to me as you were describing this new Trolls musical, that, and we were talking about jukebox musicals, that Happy Feet would be considered
mhm,
a jukebox musical.
yeah.
And that didn't occur to me till just now.
I just didn't know if it qualified for movies or if it had to be like a stage musical.
Well,
But
I think when they say jukebox musical, they mean stage. But
mhm,
we're just gonna co-opt that.
yeah,
Because it fits. It fits.
you should
So
go and
well
watch.
I did watch Sing.
Did you? Was it good? I haven't seen that one yet.
I think it's still on Netflix.
I keep meaning to go
I
watch
didn't
it
know, I didn't know it was going to be on Netflix, and I went to the trouble of trying to find it when it first came out
online.
through less than legal means.
Hmm.
Watched it, and then 3 weeks later, it ended up on Netflix. If I'd known it was going to be on Netflix, I would have just waited
Yeah,
because I like to do things when if I've got Netflix and Hulu, I'll wait for it to show up on Netflix and
yeah.
Hulu.
You should watch though. You should watch Trolls because it is also on Netflix. Make sure that you get the Trolls movie and not the Trolls series because the Trolls series would not be considered a jukebox musical because they kind of write their own songs for that. But the
Mm.
Trolls movie, the first one with that actually has Justin Timberlake, Anna Kendrick. It's got Russell Brand. It's got James Corden. It's got oh, what is his name that I can't remember? Um, oh, I can't remember. You'll oh, it's got what's her name? Cute little. She's the sister of Bones. What's her name?
Zoe Deschanel.
Thank you. It's got Zoe Deschanel. She plays one of the Bergens. But I don't know why I couldn't think of her name at all. But you should watch it. You watch that on Netflix and then get back and talk to us on Saturday or not Saturday,
I
Tuesday, I
don't.
guess.
I don't think that's going to happen because it's animated.
Watch
It's a big hurdle to get me to watch something animated.
it. She
Although
watched.
although I was thinking the other day that I was really in the mood to watch Wally again.
Oh, that movie was so touching.
I know.
Ooh, you know what we could do? We could watch it when I come home on Tuesday.
No, that won't happen.
But we could watch it when I come home on Tuesday.
No, that won't happen.
But we definitely
You'll
could
be
because I'll
you'll
be
be too
there.
busy.
We'll have the
You'll be too
Netflix.
busy visiting all your friends, so I'll be here reading my book.
Yes, but I'm home for 2 days, which means I'll be home during the evening, which means we can watch it while I'm at your place.
We'll think about it. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us, ratchet though we may be, talking about all and sundry while we eat our dinner and empty our wine bottles.
Man, I'm about to. I need to go out and get some more to drink. This isn't wine, but this is my not water that is about to be gone.
Well, you go get something to drink. I'm debating on either doing some more work or just retiring with my book and my knitting.
Hmm.
It depends. So we'll see you guys. I guess in 2 weeks. So
That's what it
have a
says.
good 2 weeks, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.